long before the first dinosaur took its first breath, before forests rose, before bones even existed. There were creatures drifting through ancient seas, glowing like living embers in a dark primordial world. And today, one of their descendants still rules the cold northern oceans. This is the lion's mane jellyfish, an animal so massive, so alien, and so ancient that it feels less like something alive and more like something imagined. The lion's mane jellyfish is one of the oldest surviving life forms on the planet. Its ancestors appeared over 500 million years ago, long before vertebrates evolved. They have no brain, no heart, no blood. Yet these organisms have been thriving since the dawn of complex life. In a way, they are living time capsules, biological echoes of Earth's earliest oceans, still pulsing with the same mesmerizing rhythm they've carried for 500 million years. What makes the lion's mane jellyfish so remarkable isn't just its age, it's its scale. Some individuals grow tentacles over 120 feet long, making them longer than a blue whale. When fully extended, these tentacles form a sprawling curtain of thousands of stinging cells, each one armed with microscopic harpoons that fire at anything unlucky enough to drift too close. To smaller fish, these tentacles behave like an underwater forest of tripwires. To the jellyfish, they're simply tools, silent, drifting threads of survival. Their name comes from the dense crown of flowing, hair-like tentacles that trail beneath their bell. In sunlight, these tentacles ignite into fiery reds, oranges, and golds, creating a glowing halo that looks almost otherworldly, almost mythical. Watching one drift is like watching a slow-motion explosion of color suspended in water. But despite their ghostly beauty, lion's mane jellyfish are powerful architects of their ecosystems. They help control populations of plankton and small fish, stabilizing the delicate food webs of cold northern oceans. Even their remains feed life. When one of these giants dies, it becomes a drifting oasis for scavengers who rely on its nutrients in the deep, dim waters below. And they're far more connected to other species than most people realize. Young fish often hide within their tentacles, using the jellyfish as a floating fortress. Seabirds and large fish, in turn, feed on the jellyfish themselves, proving that even creatures armed with millions of stingers become part of the ocean's endless cycle of give and take. Their abilities are extraordinary. A lion's mane jellyfish can regenerate torn tissue, rebuild damaged tentacles, and split into new individuals if separated. Their bodies are 95% water, yet they move with a grace and precision that seems impossible for something with no brain. Instead of centralized thought, they rely on a diffuse network of nerves, a distributed intelligence that allows them to react instantly to touch, light, and chemical signals. It's a reminder that not all intelligence looks like ours, and that not all mastery requires a mind. And though they appear fragile, lion's mane jellyfish are astonishingly adaptable. They thrive in some of the coldest waters on Earth, from the Arctic Circle to the northern Atlantic and Pacific. In places where nutrients are scarce or temperatures drop below freezing, these jellyfish continue to bloom, expanding and shrinking with the rhythms of the sea. Their presence is an indicator of environmental change. Warming oceans may influence their distribution, and scientists study them closely to understand how marine ecosystems shift over time. But perhaps the most captivating thing about the lion's mane jellyfish is the mystery it carries. Encounters with these giants are rare and fleeting, their long tentacles drifting like threads of ancient history through the water. They remind us that the ocean is still a frontier, still full of creatures older than an imagination, still capable of surprising us. The lion's mane jellyfish is not just an animal. It is a survivor, a relic, a shimmering monument to evolution's earliest experiments. And as it drifts through the dark blue, pulsing calmly in a world that has transformed again and again around it, it carries a message from the ancient earth that even the simplest forms of life can shape the planet, endure its greatest changes, and remain breathtaking millions of years later. From the towering jellyfish-draped depths of the ocean to one of the most iconic creatures to roam the icy, vast Southern Ocean, let's shift our focus from the invertebrate marvel of the sea to the incredible life of a bird that has mastered life in the coldest places on Earth. Enter the emperor penguin. Picture this, a bird that can survive in Antarctica's bone-chilling temperatures, where the thermometer dips as low as -60 degrees Fahrenheit and winds howl at over 100 miles per hour. Not only can they survive these extreme cold, but they actually thrive in it. Meet the emperor penguin, the largest and heaviest of all penguin species, standing nearly 4 feet tall and weighing up to 90 pounds. It's an incredible feat of nature's design. With their sleek, waterproof feathers and a thick layer of fat underneath, they're built for the harshest cold on the planet. Their distinctive black and white plumage isn't just stylish. It helps them regulate their body temperature, absorbing precious sunlight and keeping them warm in an environment where everything else is frozen solid. But here's the real kicker. The emperor penguin didn't just appear out of nowhere. Their ancestors date back around 60 million years. That's right. Long before humans walked the earth, penguins were already honing their survival skills. And while today's emperor penguins are impressive, their ancient relatives were even more intimidating. Fossil evidence shows that prehistoric penguins could weigh over 200 pounds and stand as tall as an adult human. Imagine that, giant penguins, the size of linebackers, gliding across a cold, ancient world. Fast forward to today, and the emperor penguin has become one of the most important creatures in its ecosystem. As apex predators, they hunt krill, fish, and squid, keeping populations of these organisms in check and balancing the entire food web of the Southern Ocean. Think of them as the goalkeepers of the Antarctic ecosystem. They maintain stability in the food chain, and without them, things would start to unravel. But it's not just their role as predators that's so extraordinary. It's their amazing adaptations. The emperor penguin is a master of the deep. They can dive to depths of over 1,500, staying submerged for up to 20 minutes at a time. That's deeper and longer than many fish species. And while they're not the fastest swimmers, they're incredibly efficient, reaching speeds of 15 miles per hour underwater. They glide through the water with the grace of a torpedo, using their wings like flippers to propel themselves with near effortless precision. Now, let's talk about love. Because emperor penguins are some of the most dedicated parents in the animal kingdom. Every year, during the bitter Antarctic winter, male penguins woo potential mates with a display of love that involves gifting pebbles. Yes, pebbles. The males will offer these little stones as a symbol of commitment, and if the female accepts, they form a lifelong bond. But it's the males who take on the hardest job, incubating the eggs. For 2 long months, the male penguin keeps the egg warm by balancing it on his feet, covered by a special brood pouch. All this time, he doesn't eat. When the chick finally hatches, both parents take turns feeding and protecting it, ensuring it grows strong enough to survive on its own. And here's a fun fact. When it comes to moving across the ice, emperor penguins are speedsters, but not in the way you might think. Instead of waddling across the frozen terrain, they use a technique called tobogganing. They slide on their bellies, using their flippers and feet to propel themselves forward. It's an efficient way to travel, and it's pretty entertaining to watch. But as much as we marvel at these incredible creatures, the emperor penguin is facing a growing threat. Climate change is wreaking havoc on the Antarctic ice, causing their breeding grounds to shrink and the krill they rely on to decline. As the ice melts, their entire way of life is at risk. It's a stark reminder that protecting these amazing animals means protecting the entire ecosystem that depends on them. So, next time you think of penguins, remember that the emperor penguin is more than just a cute bird in a tuxedo. It's a living testament to the resilience of life in the most extreme conditions on Earth. From their ancient ancestors to their incredible survival skills today, these birds are a reminder of how interconnected and fragile our world truly is. We must protect them and their habitat if we want to ensure that future generations get to see these majestic creatures thrive in the wild. From the moment you first lock eyes with a grizzly bear, you're not just looking at a modern animal. You're staring directly into the past, into a living time capsule more ancient than the modern mountains they roam. Grizzly bears and brown bears, two names for the very same species, Ursus arctos, are the surviving heirs of a lineage that began more than 5 million years ago, long before humans ever shaped fire or carved tools from stone. Their oldest ancestors were dog-like creatures called ursivis, small forest dwellers that lived 20 million years ago. From them rose giants like the short-faced bears, which once towered over Ice Age landscapes and could run faster than a racehorse. Although those prehistoric titans vanished, their bloodline flows directly into today's grizzlies, carrying with it physical traits engineered by evolution to command respect. A hump of pure muscle that can generate enough power to dig through packed earth like it's wet sand, claws longer than your car keys, and a sense of smell so sharp they can detect a carcass over 10 miles away. But what most people don't know is that the grizzly bear is simply a North American version of the brown bear, a species so adaptable it became one of the widest-ranging land mammals in the world. Brown bears once roamed from the beaches of Japan to the Sahara of North Africa, and grizzlies crossed into North America during the last ice age, following mammoth herds across the Bering Land Bridge. And if that journey sounds incredible, consider this: brown bears and polar bears are so closely related that they can produce fertile offspring. Scientists have confirmed numerous hybrids in the Arctic, and DNA analysis shows the two species have interbred repeatedly for over 100 years. Some grizzlies today still carry traces of ancient polar bear genes, relics of a time when climate swings forced the two species together. Every grizzly is a master survivalist, built for efficiency in a world that rarely offers it. A grizzly can gain 90 to 120 pounds in a single month, then spend the winter in hibernation without eating, drinking, urinating, or defecating. Inside their dens, their bodies pull off biochemical feats that would kill a human, recycling toxic waste into muscle tissue, maintaining bone density that astronauts would envy, and slowing their heart to as few as 10 beats per minute. Not by weakening, but by controlling cardiac power like a dimmer switch. And then there's their mind. Grizzlies possess one of the most impressive memories in the animal kingdom. They remember every berry patch, every salmon route, and every seasonal food source, mapping their territory with a mental precision that rivals GPS. Some biologists believe individual bears can recall specific feeding sites for more than a decade, even if they visited them only once. They're also astonishing communicators. Grizzlies leave messages not just in tracks, but in trees, standing up and rubbing their bodies on trunks. They leave chemical signals undetectable to humans, but unmistakable to other bears. These sign trees form communication hubs, ancient bulletin boards, passed down through generations. Their intelligence is practical, measurable, and shockingly human-like. Grizzlies have been observed using tools, rolling rocks to uncover insects, and even manipulating food caches in ways that suggest problem-solving once attributed only to primates. Yet for all their power, they are deeply social in ways we rarely see. Mothers are legendary caregivers, teaching cubs everything from fishing techniques to danger avoidance. Cubs remember these lessons for life, passing them along like cultural knowledge. Because yes, bears have culture, behavior learned, refined, and shared across generations. And perhaps the most surprising fact of all, despite their reputation, grizzlies evolved not primarily as hunters, but as omnivorous foragers. Their diet is so dominated by plants, nuts, roots, insects, and carrion that a well-fed grizzly may go weeks without hunting a single living thing. They are ecological architects, turning over soil, dispersing seeds, shaping forests and meadows simply by living within them. In every grizzly bear beats the heart of a survivor, a creature older than human civilization, more adaptable than many species alive today, and more complex than legend has ever portrayed. They are reminders of a wilder world that once existed everywhere, and a world that, with our protection, can continue to exist long after we are gone. The grizzly bear is not just an animal. It is a story, ancient, powerful, and still being written. The grizzly bear rules its world through sheer physical force. Out on the sun-bleached plains of Africa, there's an animal that dominates with something far more complicated: intelligence, politics, violence, and social strategy. Once you leave the forests and mountains and step into the savannas, cliffs, and riverbeds, the creature you need to watch out for isn't a lion or a hyena. It's the baboon. These aren't just monkeys, they're old-world primates whose lineage split from ours over 25 million years ago. Yet in many ways, their societies resemble the earliest human tribes. There are 5 main species: the chacma, olive, yellow, guinea, and the striking hamadryas, and their history runs so deep that ancient Egyptians worshipped them as messengers. Some scholars think baboons were admired because their social life looked strangely human. Alliances, inherited rank, strategic friendships, even ritual-like sunrise gatherings that ancient people may have seen as spiritual. Despite being called monkeys, baboons can be shockingly powerful. A big male chacma can approach 100 pounds and sprint over 40 miles per hour. Their canine teeth are longer than a leopard's, and they use them freely. Baboons are extreme omnivores. Yes, they eat fruit, seeds, roots, and insects, but they're also hunters. They coordinate to catch young antelope, raid flamingo colonies, kill small pigs, overwhelm minor predators, and even eliminate cheetah cubs. They've been documented stealing meat from leopards and raiding human camps with near-military planning, complete with scouts, distractions, and quick-strike thieves. But where baboons truly become terrifying and fascinating is in their social structure. Their troops function like political systems, with every male constantly negotiating status through alliances, grooming, intimidation, and outright combat. High-ranking males control food, mating, and protection, but holding that rank requires constant strategy. Females are the long-term power brokers because their rank is inherited, forming matrilines that function like royal families. Low-ranking males who can't rise by force sometimes rise by relationships, grooming a high-ranking female for weeks, earning trust, and climbing socially through association. It's like watching a primate version of real-world politics, full of betrayals, shifting alliances, and power plays. Their mating behavior is equally dramatic. A male may groom a female for weeks to win her favor, while lower-ranking males sometimes band together in aggressive attempts to mate, sparking violent clashes. These fights involve leaping attacks, deep bites, and prolonged battles that leave males with shredded ears, torn eyelids, broken ribs, and heavy scarring. Some troops even show infanticide, a brutal strategy found in many primates. Yet, in contrast, baboons can be deeply emotional. Mothers carry deceased infants for days or weeks. Young baboons form friendships, remember individuals for years, and grieve group members. Some adult males adopt orphans or guard vulnerable mothers. Baboons are also remarkably intelligent. They memorize dozens of voices, recognize human faces, open latches, coordinate raids, solve problems, and pass learned behaviors across generations. Their communication system is complex, full of calls, gestures, and expressions. Watching a troop is like watching a miniature version of early human society. Strategy, emotion, conflict, cooperation, and shifting power. Anthropologists even study baboons to understand what early human groups may have looked like before tools and language. That's what makes baboons so captivating. While the grizzly rules with raw strength, the baboon rules with something far more intricate, a mix of intelligence, aggression, empathy, ancient lineage, and social complexity that mirrors our own evolutionary past. They're brilliant, terrifying, emotional, unpredictable, and deeply misunderstood. And once you see how they live, it's impossible not to recognize a little of ourselves in them.